Yeah, it just keeps getting better out here. Good morning. I just left the Eckville shelter and I stayed there last night. The Eckville shelter is really kind of just like a little shed cabin. It's run by the national parks and it's in the backyard of a house where there's a caretaker for the property, and he lives in the house in front, and then there's a little cabin in the back. They offer, running water, a faucet, and a flush toilet is in like the shed. So that worked out really well yesterday because we had some thunderstorms come in, and I was able to get to the shelter and stay there last night. So I was able to stay dry. And one other guy, Blizzard, he is also a thru hiker. He came in, and then I met Penthouse, and she is a section hiker, and she's going southbound. So sadly, I won't see her again. But she was very pleasant to talk to, in good company last night. So I slept pretty well, which is good because yesterday was a struggle for me. I was feeling pretty low and just trying to get through these last few miles. But hopefully today will be better. And I only have, I think, 60 miles left. But the weather has been so muggy and humid and hot. Everything is wet, either wet with rain or wet with sweat. And the bugs have come out in full force. So yeah, Pennsylvania's been a tough one for me. I didn't really plan my finish very well. This isn't the best spot to finish the Appalachian Trail. I wanted to kind of go out on a high, but it's kind of a low right now. Anyway, I'm holding back the tears. But today's gonna be a better day, I think. So yeah, I'll let you know how the day plays out. I'll show you a little bit of the trail, and yeah, I'll get there. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I have the best friends ever. I was speaking to my dear friend last night. She had texted me about something else, and I told her I was struggling out here today and struggling to finish these last miles. And she, along with my other crazy friend, sent me a very fun and uplifting video. A little music video that they made for me. So that made my night last night, put me in a better mood. And yeah, it was just great. So thank you for that, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and you guys are the best. Mwah. So this is the trail. Another rare view here in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it just keeps getting better out here. The trail continues, the lovely rocks. Ah, they're relentless. Okay, so Today, actually, I was struggling along on the rocks, and it's hot and muggy, and there was some cliff walking, and then came down to the road, and there was trail magic. There was a van with a woman who had hiked the trail in 2018, and I guess her boyfriend, and they had a van set up, and they had cold beers and cold sodas and peanut butter and jelly and chips and fruit and all of that good stuff. So that soda came at the right time. It's really the small things out here that make your day. Now I have 0.9 to get to camp, and it's a bit of a climb. Of course, at the end of the day, always a climb. But the soda was welcomed and appreciated, and I also packed out a little, can you see it there? Clementine to have after my dinner. So, yep, that was the day. Made it to Baked Oven Knob Shelter, and I'm not staying there. It is pretty bad. I think it's one of the oldest and unmaintained shelters on the trail. So I found myself a little campsite up here in the woods, and it's like across from the shelter, down a little bit. Oh, bug. But it is a chance of rain. Hope not. Right now it looks not too bad, but we've been having thunderstorms pretty much every day, and it's common for rain tomorrow morning. I am hiking out tomorrow 7.5 miles into Palmerton. So my plan is to tent tonight, stay as dry as possible, pack up in the morning early, and hike out to the road. I called Tracy, she is a shuttle driver, to see if I could get a ride into Palmerton. She has not called me back, so I don't know about that. I may be walking I think it's only 2 miles, but yeah, I'd rather get a ride in if I can. And I will narrow in to Bert's Hostel tomorrow. Hopefully wash my clothes, get something good to eat, take a shower, stay the night, and be back on trail the following day. So good morning. Let's see. So last night I camped across from the shelter, just set my tent up in a little camping area. Today I got up early, around 5 o'clock, although it's probably closer to 6 right now, but I've been on trail for a little while. I wanted to get an early start. I'm hiking into town today. It's about an 8-mile hike, and of course rain is predicted. It's supposed to start around 7, so I thought if I could at least get a head start, I'll be a little closer to town before the rain comes. Not really sure what to expect for terrain. Well, I'm sure it's going to be rocks, but I don't know how bad they're going to be. So with the rain on the rocks usually makes for not such an enjoyable hike. So the plan was to get up early and get moving. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I made it to the George W. Outerbridge Shelter, which was 7 miles maybe from, maybe a little less than 7 miles from where I camped last night. And I was trying to beat the rain, but it started just before I got here. Not bad though, just a little misty. So I had packed up this morning and I didn't have coffee or breakfast. I just hit the trail, so I'm stopping here. I made myself a little coffee, and I am going to take a break here. I only have probably a mile into town, but I think it's kind of a rocky, cliffy hike down into town. Pretty steep, it looks like on the map. So I'll take a break here, have a coffee. Tracy is the shuttle driver, and she is supposed to pick me up around 10 o'clock, so I have time to have a coffee and take my time. I just ran into the nicest couple. They are through hiking the trail as well. They started in 2019 and had to get off trail. They didn't say why, but they just said they had to get off trail. They didn't get back on last year because of COVID, so they returned this year to finish their through hike. And they are hiking from Waynesboro, Virginia to Katahdin. So it was nice chatting with them a little bit. They were just leaving the shelter as I was getting there. And so we exchanged stories and wished each other well. They were so happy that I am about to finish my through hike. They congratulated me, and yeah, it was nice. So anyway, their names are Coffee Bean and Happy Feet, and they're a great couple. So I am just coming down to the bridge now, and that hike down wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. In fact, it wasn't really bad at all. And the rain is all but stopped. So yeah, I guess expect the worst and hope for the best. And that was not a bad hike down. So I'm going to cross the bridge here and go up the hill, and hopefully Tracy will be able to pick me up to take me to Bert's hostel. Okay, so I made it to Palmerton. I got in this morning, I don't know, about 10 o'clock. Tracy did not pick me up at the trailhead as planned. When I texted her, she said her car was in the shop. So I ended up kind of bumming a ride from a guy in a truck. He shot me into town, which was great. Anyway, Bert's hostel is in the back of Bert's Steakhouse. And I checked in this morning and did my laundry, took a shower, a much needed shower, and then went up to the restaurant to get something to eat. And I had the most delicious homemade pierogies. They're made by a local church. The women in the church make them, and they sell them in the restaurants, and they were the best pierogies I've ever had. Anyway, just thought you'd let you know that. But let's see. My lunch was actually paid for. When I went to pay for it, they said, nope, it's been paid for. And some nice trail angel person just comes in and pays for hikers' lunches. And it happened to be today, so I got lucky there. I just walked down to the Family Dollar store and bought a few resupply items. And now I'm going back to the hostel to upload some photos and some videos to Kelly, and yeah, I pretty much have taken care of everything else, so I can just relax the rest of the afternoon, and tomorrow I will be back on trail. This is a little bit of Palmerton here. This is Bert's Steakhouse, and the hostel is around back. I'll show you that. This is the main strip. Like I said, it's got really everything a hiker could need. The hostel's back here down this alley. It's right over here. There's the shower room there, the white door. They let hikers stay in the garage here, but I am staying in the hostel part, which is right over here. There's Somewhere in Wildman. My new friends, how you doing?
Fine.
Good, good.
We have 5 more new friends. I saw that.